Hello everyone, welcome to this component overview for Dark Souls the board game's Warrior class. So in this video I will be covering the class card itself and the various gear cards associated with the class. Now for a quick overview of the class, the Warrior class is the hardest hitting melee class in the game. And as it has the highest strength scaling in the game, and also has the second highest faith, so you can use it as a backup support, or a miracle caster, sorta. Um, I personally feel that the warrior though is also one of the might be one of the hardest to solo classes, mainly because it has the lowest survivability capabilities, as it's while it does not have the lowest dodge, it doesn't have the armor to take a hit, and it only gets one dodge die to begin with. But let's get into the details.
Now here's the warriors' artwork. We have we have them standing in dual-wielding weapons, although you start with an axe and a shield, I believe. And the Firelink Shrine's exterior in the background. I believe this would actually be the view from the Grave of Ash, or the Ashen Grave. The warrior's stat line is a very strong strength with a low intelligence, but with a decent dexterity and faith. I believe the second highest in faith and the third highest in dexterity, mainly because the knight ends up very well rounded in all the stats except faith. The heroic ability reads as Berserker Charge. Once per spark during his activation, the warrior may move one node without spending stamina. The next range 0 attack he makes costs 0 stamina and gains the ability to hit everything on the node. This can be an amazing ability depending on what weapon you have, as you can use your top stamina cost ability for free and also get the movement in beforehand, meaning you get an extra point of movement and can get something farther away. This also results in you can hit two things at the same time. Sadly, it says range 0, so you can't hit three things, as you need to be one of the things in the node. Now on to the warrior's starting items. He has the Northern Armor, which has a black die for both physical and magical damage reduction, as well as a dodge, which is very nice to have, because even if it is his only dodge to start with. Then we move on to the round shield, where we have one black physical die. This is an okay shield. I think though it might be the worst of all the starting ones. And then we move on to the Battle Axe, which is one of the better starting items, as it's just two flat-out black dice. It can be better than the Knight's Longsword, but I think this one turns out better more often. I think this one still turns out better more often, though. The 2 stamina spent to hit everything in the node can also be nice, but I rarely see it come up, and generally you'll want to use his heroic ability then. This can be very nice on other characters, though. Next, we're on to the Warrior's Treasure cards. We've got the Great Wooden Hammer, which requires a strength of 30 that he can reach by Tier 2, and I believe is the... oh no, the Warrior can also reach that by Tier 2. The others need Tier 3 in order to be able to use this. And it is basically the axe that he starts with, except instead is 3 dice, and also provides 1 armor and an upgrade slot. This one is also two-handed, though. The Cestus is a very nice item, as it has minimal stat requirements, and just about anybody can use it. And while it only is a 2 black dice, for 3 stamina, while it doesn't upgrade its damage, it makes it so that you can use it as an extra attack from your backpack, being one of the ways to gain a 3rd attack without repeats. And then we have the Spike Mace, which is just damage, but so hefty of a stamina cost. It's a 2-hander with a 32 strength and a 22 faith, but it does apply a black die to both defenses, as well as an upgrade slot. Now we'll move on to the shield and the ring here, where we have, funny enough, the Silver Knight shield, which seems to be a very nice shield. This is an attackable shield. For 1 stamina, you can get the 1 blue and the 1 black, or 2 blue. I have not seen too many attackable shields in this game yet. And then it's a blue blue for the physical defense. Now the Night Slayer ring, which also requires just the 30 strength, which is still very high. After you make an attack that exceeds an enemy's block or resist value by 3 or more, gain a stamina. So pretty much when you hit something really hard in the face, adrenaline. Lastly, we have the transposed items from the warrior class, which are mostly weapons. We have the Great Machete, which requires a max strength and a decently high dexterity, but has a reach to it. It costs stamina no matter what you do with it. 3 blues for 1 stamina, or for 4, you have the choice of 2 oranges and 2 blacks, or 3 blues and hit everything on the node. It does also provide 1 black physical and magic defense, as well as 1 upgrade slot, and is a 2-hander. The Baldur's Side sword, though, is just 2 blue, regardless, without stamina cost, and at a 4 stamina, makes it so that you can move, and then with a reach of 1, attack with 2 orange dice. And also it applies a magic resist inherently. The Dragon Slayer's Axe, which has a very high strength requirement, as well as a 15 for everything else, has 1 orange inherently for a damage die, and does magical damage regardless of what stamina you spend. And if you spend the stamina of 3, you may move, and then also add a blue die to the damage roll. And it has a black defense die. Weapons with defense dice are always nice. Then on to the other 2. We have the War Pick, which requires, again, a very high strength, which makes sense for the warrior. But at 1 stamina, generates a blue and an orange die for an attack, and at 4 stamina, it generates another orange die. Then the Fallen Knight armor, which, if I'm correct, is my personal favorite mid-game armor from Dark Souls 3, I could be wrong, is blue die defense for both physical and magical, as well as dodge. It's very nice to see a transposed item with dodge on it.
Well, I hope that was helpful. Well, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to press that like button. If you didn't, go ahead and press the dislike button, but try to leave a constructive comment with it. Also, feel free to comment in general, and if you want to share the video to somebody you think might like it, go ahead and do so. And if you want to see more like this, be it the other class overviews, more of Dark Souls the board game, minis painting videos, and other unboxing and Let's Plays, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.